What's up, wonderful people? It's been a minute since I flashed on your screens with wonderful updates. So, today we are talking about how to acquire a passport here in Ghana all by yourself without paying anyone a dime. Unless, of course, maybe it's just the cost of purchasing a passport. So, you know what? Just stick with us and we're going to show you how to do this with a lot of steez and ease. You know what's up? Before we actually look at the entire process of the acquisition of a passport, let's just dive into a few things you need to know about the importance of a passport and the things you would need to gather. I mean, the documents you need to gather before beginning this entire process. What's a passport? First of all, you need to understand that a passport is an official government issued document that certifies a person's identity and nationality primarily for the purpose of international travel. So, if you want to travel outside the country, you would need a passport before you actually get a visa. And it typically contains essential information about you, such as your full name, date and place of birth, photographs, signature, and other identifying details. Passports also include security features to prevent forgery and unauthorized alterations. So, you know what? Passports are very, very important and you need to get them. Now, just quickly, I'm going to tell you the uses of a passport. So, it's for international travels. If you see most of our foreign scholarship updates and you're wondering one of the requirements you would need to actually get out of the country and go and study in the dream university, then you would actually need a passport. A passport is something you cannot do away with. If you want to go sightseeing, if you want to go where, all you need is the passport before you even think about acquiring a visa. And also, the passport helps in border control, and that means that immigration authorities will use the passports to verify the identity of all travelers and ensure they have the necessary permission to enter a country or even move out. So, citizenship proof is also one of the importance of the passport as well as security purposes. So, this is very, very important. Getting a passport is one of the things you should do, and you should make sure that you try your best to get at all times. So, let's look at the mandatory documents you would need when applying for a passport here in Ghana. Okay, so when applying for a passport online in Ghana, there are some mandatory documents that you will need to provide to complete the application process. Now, these documents are essential for verifying your identity and ensuring that all information provided is accurate. So, here's a list of the mandatory documents needed for the online passport application in Ghana. So, the very first one is the proof of Ghanaian citizenship, and that includes your birth certificate. Now you need your birth certificate. Now you need a valid birth certificate issued by the Births and Deaths Registry in Ghana, and that would prove your Ghanaian citizenship. You also need the identification documents such as the national ID card. You know the Ghana card, you need that. And also a valid Ghana national health insurance card, whatever you can use to identify yourself. But usually it's important to use the Ghana card. So the Ghana card is required as proof of identity. Now, you would also need a digital passport photo. So, you need a recent digital passport sized photograph taken against a plain white background. Please take note, white background is key, and the photo should meet specific requirements regarding size, format, and quality. So, if you go to any photographer to get a passport sized photo for the application of a Ghanaian passport, they should be able to get you exactly what is required. And mind you, it should be against the white background and the specifications should be as required. You also need proof of profession. So it's an introductory letter from the applicant's employer, that is, if the applicant is currently employed, or a work ID card that bears applicant's name, organization name, and position. So if you are a student, then you would need a student ID. Take note, you need your student ID. So if the applicant is currently in school, then make sure you get a student ID. So homemakers, housewives, and applicants that are unemployed, and those in the non-formal sectors of employment like mechanics, hairdressers, seamstresses, traders, etc. do not need proof. So, registered business owners and self employed applicants must produce their business registration certificate as proof. So, for the students in particular, if your students, make sure that whenever you're going to apply for this particular um, passport, when we begin the process, you will know when your student ID will come in. So just stay tuned, right? Great. So there are available passport application types. We will see that in the next one to come. So we have the 48 expedited application. That is about 800 Ghana cedis. Now, this option offers a quicker processing time compared to the standard application, and the applicants will receive a passport application with 48 pages, and the cost involved is 800 Ghana cedis. But we will check the page and see if it's still 800 Ghana cedis or less. However, you need to understand that the 48 pages passport is recommended for people who are usually traveling. So if you're someone who knows that where you've gotten to in life, it will be traveling upon traveling upon traveling, then the 48 pages application will be the best. Now, we also have the 32 pages, which costs 700 Ghana cedis. That's if it's an expedited application. That is, if it's express. Sometimes they say, do you want the passport express? That means, do you want it quicker? Do you understand? So it is quite similar to the first option, which is the 48 expedited application, right? So the 32 expedited application just has 32 pages. However, your passport will actually be processed quickly. Now we have the standard applications, which also has the 32 pages, that's 500 cedis, and 48 pages, which is 644 cedis. However, this option usually takes a longer processing time compared to the expedited applications. So, depending on what the amount of money you have in your pocket, you can choose the one you want, right? It doesn't really matter. So if you know you'd be traveling anytime soon, it's better to process it quickly. Do you understand? So that if you're going in for the standard application, that's 32 pages or 48 pages, you actually get it on time before when the need for the passport is due. So now we're going to look at the step-by-step guide on how to apply for the passport, right? And let's see how to do that. So we are back to the page, right? We are back to the page. This is what you do when you get to the page. You first of all got to sign up. Now, because I'm using my phone, I have to shift a little to the right. Wait, because I'm using my phone in the landscape form, right? I have to shift a little bit to the right left, a little bit to the left so I can get the sign up button. So it's usually at the top, right? So you click the sign up button and you get a page where you can actually sign up. So signing up requires your first name, your last name, and your other names, as well as your phone number, email, and a password, after which you click continue. So let me film mine. Right after that, we will come back and click continue and see what we have next. Wait for me, I'm coming. So yes, I'm done filling it. I said right after this, you just click continue. Wait, you check to agree to the terms and conditions of the government, and then you continue. So you've got to wait a little time for a short time, and then there will be a verification code sent to verify your phone number, and you're going to see that in your SMS. So quickly rush into your SMS. You see the verification code. You enter it in here and click continue. I don't need to show you my verification code, and trust me when I say that the verification code is not to be shared with anyone. If you don't trust me, check your SMS right now. So I've entered my verification code, then I click continue. So when you click continue, yes, you will go into, okay, you have to check. And then you continue. All right. Oh, I've come back again. Just a second. So guys, after creating the account and signing up, you'd have to log in again. So this is how to actually log in. You come back and you see I've already logged in. You look for, you identify login over here at the top button, and then you log in by keying in your email and your password. I've actually done this entire process before, and I do not intend on using false information to actually get to sign up again. Do you get it? So, pardon me for not showing you that side, but trust me when I say it's very easy. You just have to key in your verification code, click continue, and the next steps you would actually identify it. So, you just have to come back and log in. So, right after logging in, you come and find featured services over here, and then you click passport office. So when you click passport office, you will be sent to a page which looks somehow like this. And as soon as you get this page, you can click on apply and get a passport. So how do you do that? You just click apply, and you would be redirected to a page where you can begin the entire process of paying for a passport. We just discussed the types of passports that we have. So whether you want the expedited ones or you want the standard ones, whether 32 or 48, you'll be given the chance to choose. You kind of need a very strong data to do this. This is going to take some time, but don't worry. I've got all the time to do this for you. Okay, so this is the next page you actually find. So you would actually see your name up here. You see Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration there, log out there, and this is the page you need. Now, this page would actually help you buy a passport application form. So you click on buy, that is down there. You're not going to see it on my screen because of how I've turned my phone. I want to do it in landscape. That's why it's just like this. But I know full well that you can see the buy passport button. So just click on that and you will be linked to a different page where you have to key in some information. Great. So this is the page that you actually need. So this is the online passport payment interface or page or whatever you call it, but this is what you need. Now, you need to understand something, that the completeness and accuracy of the information you provide must be ensured. So, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration is not responsible for any omissions or errors in the information provided by the applicant. Now, you'll be redirected to ghana.gov to continue your payment after completing and submitting payment details. So, if you scroll down, you would see that you have to input your first name. Now, this would actually come on the document you'd have to, you would receive after finishing this entire process. So you need to be very careful what you put in here. Now, if you make a mistake and you already pay for it, there can be no corrections made whatsoever. And that wouldn't be the fault of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. So you know what? You've got to take your time here. So your first name is not your surname. Your first name is your first name. Your last name is your surname. So you see there's an example here. There's John, there's Doe. So what's your first name? You key it in there. Now, what's your last name? As I said, your last name is your surname. Then you input your email address, which is optional, and then your phone number, which is compulsory. Now, the thing is, for the phone number, you do not do it plus 233 or 233 into bracket 0 or 2330. All you have to do is just key in 233 and then you follow with the other digits aside 0. So you eliminate the 0 from there, you key in your number there. So let's say your number is 0557354510. What do? You make it. So you do it 233-557-354510. Yes, and you're good to go. Now, the next thing you must do, is you select the application type. So do you want the standard application, which is 48 pages, or you want the standard application 32 pages? So if you click standard application 48 pages, If you click here, you would see the cost, which is 644 Ghana cedis. Now, if you click the standard application 32 pages, you'd get 500 Ghana cedis. You'd have to make a payment of 500 Ghana cedis, right? Great. So, I don't know why the expedited applications are not showing here, but hey, this is what's showing. So you just choose the one that you want and then you click on make payments. So, oh, I have to key in my information here before I can do that. So let me just do that and see what we've got next. So after clicking make payments, depending on the one that you choose, this is the page you will come into. So how do you actually make the payments? So you check your invoice number, can write it down if you want. The description, that means what you're buying is the standard application 32 pages. That's if that's what you chose. Then the service amount, you click down here. There is no service amount now. See, the standard application 32 pages cost 500 cedis. Now the service total is 500 Ghana cedis. So you have to pay 500 Ghana cedis. How do you do that? You click checkout, right? If you click checkout, it means you're ready to pay the money. Okay, so this will take some time because you need a lot of data for this. But yeah. Yeah, so when you click checkout, you will see a payment method, right? And that is you can choose a bank card, you can choose mobile money, you can scan and pay, you can pay with *22# or pay at a bank. So which one do you want to do? Say you want to pay with mobile money. So you just click pay mobile money and continue. And the mobile money, you choose the one that you want. Do you want to pay with MTN, Vodafone Cash, or Airtel Tigo Money? Say you want to pay with MTN, then you click continue. So yes, you're trying to pay with this, and MTN Ghana requires users to only make payments with the phone number they created with their accounts. So if that's the case, you've got the money on your Momo, just do that and click continue again. In whichever case, after this entire thing loads, you will see something like this, right? So if you are interested, sorry, yeah, so you see something like this. Now if you want to continue, you just click on pay the 500 Ghana cedis. So you click on that, and so now the payment is pending. And if you want to complete this, you will definitely receive a prompt to enter your PIN to confirm the transaction. Now, this is where I can actually lead you to my payment. Sorry, my payment was declined because I also don't have the 500 Ghana cedis in my bank account. So they said they're not going to give me the chance. Anyways, that was just by the way. So however, the thing is, an application form that looks like what you can see on the screen will be sent into your account. That is the account you signed up for. So you can check your account, you will definitely see the notification and you try to load it. Now, when you load it, what will happen is you would have to fill in the information online. That means that for certain documents like your birth cert and your national ID, you'd have to make sure that you get it scanned so you can easily upload it. Do you get it? Great. Okay, so once the application forms are released into your accounts, you should actually click on the forms to start filling them out. I cannot access that on the page because I have not made payments for the applications whatsoever. But then you would receive a notification that a form has been placed in your account, which is easy to trace. Okay, great. So the application will be required to provide personal information such as so you will be required to provide personal information such as full name, date of birth, place of birth, occupation, contact details, and other relevant information, right? And as part of the forms, you'll be required to provide information about two guarantors. I have a sample form, so we will quickly look through that. But before then, let's finish this. Now, you'll be required to upload supporting documents such as birth certificate, national ID card, and other relevant documents. You need to make sure that you scan all these and as well as your passport photos, right? Great. Now make sure that the documents are legible and clear. Now, after filling out the forms, you should carefully review all the information provided to ensure accuracy because any errors or inconsistencies must be corrected before proceeding. Because if you don't do that, your documents will be bearing false information, which might disqualify you if you ever want to travel out the country. Great. So, once all the information are filled out and the documents are uploaded, you need to submit the application. Then, a confirmation message will be displayed on the screen indicating that the application has been successfully submitted, and applicants will be allowed to book an appointment with a passport committee at the nearest office where you will print out the passport application form together with all the necessary documents for verification. Now, you should wait for further instructions from the passport office regarding the processing of your application. And this may include an appointment for biometric data capture at a designated passport office. Now, once the biometric data capture is completed, you will be informed about when you can collect your passport. Then you may be required to present yourselves in person to collect the passport. So that's all. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I know you've already subscribed. If you haven't, please do and make sure that you share the video with as many people who may need it and that will be your best help you can serve to them. Now you can see a flyer on the screen. Yes, that's G.W.O services, right? We can help you with your passport application. So you check in the description to access our numbers and also try your best to join our WhatsApp channel so that you can always get updates. Guys, I'll see you in the next video. It was fun talking to you and I hope you had fun listening to me too. Bye.